Awesome.
Yeah.
Gerard, did you have a question for Joyce?
Yes, and telemarketer, can you tell us about which industry you were in before? You know, prior to being a virtual assistant, was it insurance?
Oh, telemarketing experience. Yes, health insurance. We're calling some customers to qualify them for health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
So how long have you been learning English? Your English is really, really well spoken.
Thank you so much. Well, maybe I guess it was just enhanced when I was working in the BPO industry, and we have also training. We are doing mock calls to enhance the English, the communication skills, and some exams for vocabulary.
Yeah. So yeah. So when you say BPO industry, so you guys, for your awareness, it's a call center, company.
Yes,
Call
yes, the
center
call center.
industry. Yes, and normally virtual assistants.
Yes.
I'm really prior to working home based, and even up to now, there's a lot of call center agents who are wanting to switch careers, and they prefer working home based now. And you mentioned earlier about working with realtors and loan officers.
Yes.
I mean, I'm way interested to learn more about what your responsibilities are there. So can you please share the tasks that your previous clients and current clients or were delegating you?
Sure. So on a daily basis, the task that I have covered for my clients, actually, there's a lot. It's a combination of phone support and administrative work. So for phone support, number one is I act as a virtual receptionist, and second, I've been calling leads. So when I say leads, like it comprises home buyers and home seller leads. As I have mentioned earlier, I've been working with realtors, so I was tasked to call home buyer leads, expired leads, for sale by owner, and with my lender clients, they are purely realtor appointment setting. So I'm calling realtors to set up an appointment for my lender client. Also, home buyer leads, nurturing and follow-ups, since not everybody is ready now. So as per experience, it really takes like 7 to 8 calls before home buyer says yes to the phone appointment. So it really takes a lot of nurturing. So what I'm doing is not only phone calls, I'm also sending them messages and emails. So yeah. And also, sorry, for my administrative work, the tasks that I have covered are the social media stuff. Like I'm managing their social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I do send messages from Facebook account and LinkedIn account. I do also post some content on their accounts, and also on the CRM. I also manage their CRMs like Salesforce or Jungo. So I'm inputting all the information gathered in Salesforce.
So there's a lot, actually.
That is a lot of fun.
There's a lot.
What tools do you use? Like what is
But
your
it's obviously
what kind of tools do you use? Because I'm wondering, like, what, of course you do all of this remotely, so you have to have access to somebody else's database and somebody else's phone line so that you have a local number. What are the tools that you use?
For calling, I'm using Phone Burner and Skype. And that's it. I just only used Phone Burner and Skype for it. For calling. Since like it's automatic, so if I do manual calling, I'm just using Skype. They provided me a Skype account with a local number.
Nice. And what do you use for your task management?
For task management, I'm using. I'm using Phone Burner to send emails, since it has a capability as well to send emails using Phone Burner. there's an option there, and there's also an option there to like upload the contacts and also take some notes of what the call was about or how the call was doing. So yeah, if it was voicemail, my client also record voicemail on the phone burner.
Nice. So
It's like automatic.
for our audience that doesn't know what phone burner is, phone burner is a service that allows you to upload an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file of phone numbers. And what it does is it automatically calls them. So it can call them either from your phone or from your computer, right? You have computer access dialing, and it does the dialing for you. If it gets a voicemail, you can hit a button and it automatically leaves a voicemail. If you get a live person, they just answer and you talk. And also you can send emails from it. So phone burner is a great product and it's a great service. And if you guys have never tried it and you need something like phone burner, they do offer 60 free minutes and you can sign up with your email.
True. And yeah, I mean, since we're working overseas, we are here on the other side of the world. I mean, how do your clients manage you? I mean, any task management tools that you use?
Well, actually, my clients don't really micromanage me. Actually, they're giving my task ahead of time. And if they have something really urgent that they wanted me to do or to finish, they just message me or just added it in the Sana. Actually, also, Messenger, since we're friends on Facebook. And also, whenever I come in for work, all of my tasks are already being laid out in Asana. So, well, because my clients are so busy, so I'm just here doing everything they ask me to do, and I just really make sure that I complete everything. And so when I logged in and logged out, I just message them and send them a report of what I have done for today.
Yes. Awesome. So you do send an end of the day report, right? That's great.
I'm sorry?
You do send an end of the day report, an EOD?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, I think that's one of the issues that, some entrepreneurs are, holding themselves into, venturing out into the virtual assistance industry because, they say that, they can't manage virtual assistants, but, literally this is, the purpose of hiring one, to gain more freedom. Is that right, Ms. Springman?
Absolutely. So I can speak from experience myself because I do have a virtual assistant that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that my virtual assistant, literally the communications that I have with my virtual assistant are, everything that he does through Skype. And at the end, I don't have to reach out and say, hey, Ryan, do this, this, and this. He has a list of tasks that he knows he has to perform every day. And he works on those tasks. At the end of the day, he sends me a report of what's been done. If there were things in the interim during the day that he wanted me to look at, he would just send them through Skype. Like, for instance, if he had to make a new logo, if he had to update a website, or if he had to, do something, create a plugin, he has complete access to the things that he needs, the tools that he needs. And I don't have to manage him at all. Because I'm very busy, so I don't have the time and the capability of sitting here and giving him tasks. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is virtual assistants do give you freedom. One, they give you the autonomy to be able to go do your job, like do the things that you are doing to make money for yourself and for your business while they're doing everything on the back end. So it's a scary thought getting someone involved that's overseas and what are they doing and how are they doing it. But the fact is, these are professionals that we hire. Gerard has an amazing network of professional remote assistants, and these people are trained and they are, they're self-starters. They're basically the kind of people you'd want to work with, side by side in your office. But because they're overseas, it's even better having them as a virtual assistant. So with that said, I think that the misconception of it being more work to have a virtual assistant is completely off base. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes, I think it's very timely as well. I mean, Joy, so I know that in today's market is a good market for refinancing, right? And you have been doing that for your lender clients.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, I do.
For refinancing, asking for referrals. So what can you say about that, Ms. Springman?
So basically, as we all know, I mean, I used to work in the lending industry, and in that business, you know, with interest rates the way that they're changing, there's a lot of opportunity for lenders to be able to contact their past clients that might have gotten a loan a couple of years ago when the interest rates were a little higher to refinance. Well, for the most part, nobody calls their past database. So having a virtual assistant be able to pick up the phone and call your past clients, see how they're doing, follow up on, you know, if they have a need to refinance, get into a lower rate right now, and see who else that they can refer to you as a client, because that is the low hanging fruit that nobody really even touches. And it's a simple way to get more business. So having a virtual assistant be able to access your past database, make those calls to the clients, see how they're doing just on the general, continue that relationship building, and ask for referrals and the business. I mean, it's a win-win. Wouldn't you agree, Gerard?
Yes, I mean, I've been a virtual assistant for, running for 7 years now, and it is really one of, asking for referrals is part of our script. You know, in every script, I mean, in every call that we do, either for realtors, for our realtor partners, for home buyer leads, so it's kind of included, and we've seen a lot of, success with it, along with, the past database calls.
I'll tell you what, everybody knows today that you're getting a bunch of phone calls. Like me, as as a homeowner, I get at least 6 to 10 phone calls a day. So if you're not calling your past database clients and asking them if they want to refinance their house or who else they know, somebody else, I guarantee you, at least 6 somebody else's are doing the same thing. So you're missing out on business, and you're missing out on nurturing and keeping that client for life, because that is something that is easy to do, but definitely avoided, because a lot of people feel like they never contacted their client right away, so that they don't want to call them a year later or 2 years later. Well, you know what? They don't remember. So the fact of the matter is, you were involved in the biggest purchase of their lives. So now is the time to get someone on your behalf, if you don't want to do it by yourself, to basically call on you as your partner and ask for that business.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, and I think one of the common questions that some people might have is how are you being paid, Joycel, since we are working overseas.
Oh, well, my clients actually pays me through Western Union, also PayPal, and Remitly. It directs to your preferred bank account.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. For your guys' knowledge, in today's modern technology, there's a lot of online remittance and systems that you could use, and usually we recommend PayPal. Virtual assistants. Yeah, virtual assistants today are they're pretty much equipped with the system. They know how it works, and it's kind of like a staple remittance system for virtual assistants.
Account, right? If you're a virtual assistant today, you pretty much have a PayPal account, and you have it's tied to your bank account. The money conversion goes from US dollars to Filipino dollars, and it's super simple. It's just like you pay anybody else on PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, and it's real time, right? I'm assuming that the money just hits your bank account or your PayPal account.
For first time remittance, it would take days or weeks, due to verification purposes. But moving forward, it will be an instant delivery to your virtual assistant. But
So basically, what Gerard is trying to tell you is that if you're going to be paying your virtual assistant, probably do like a small amount prior to, so that they can keep in their account, so that they don't have to wait 3 to 4 weeks to get their paycheck. And so do like anything else that you would do, just do it ahead of time, do a small amount as a test, and let them set that account and verify it. So that's just a little tidbit that people seem to forget. We don't want our virtual assistants not to get paid on time. So please, if you have a virtual assistant and you haven't been paying them through PayPal and you want to start, just do that for us.
Yes. And, we are working using the internet, using the electricity. So how did you handle, Joycel? How did you handle electric outages and power connectivity issues?
Well, actually, for that kind of problem, since well, we live in a city and wherein there is a lot of working stations, so I can easily go there for just like within 5 to 10 minutes for coffee shops and can continue working for the day that. But I've been working with at home already for like 3 years now, so I already invested some backups like another laptop and a packet Wi-Fi. So in case that problem may occur, I can still continue working without hassle.
Yes.
And honestly, it happens everywhere, right? I mean, it can happen in the United States when your Wi-Fi goes out. You just go to a coffee shop, right? And you have, or
Yeah.
you have backup. And a lot of us take that for granted, but you guys seem to have it a little bit more frequently because of the storms and, you know, the different, just the shortage in power there, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason I ask this is that, for example, if this is your first time hiring a virtual assistant, you may not know that these are, red flags, that these are just lame excuses for, virtual assistants to skip work. So, part of our responsibility is to ensure that you're not being taken, advantage of someone or being lied to. You know what I mean? So we try as much as possible. We try to place virtual assistants who've had, secured their backup plans or contingency plans, and just to ensure that everything is up to speed and running for you guys. And moving forward, there will be no work, interruptions. I mean, it's really expected. It's a standard operating procedure for a virtual assistant to ensure that, they have backup plans, they have contingency plans, and in case, worst comes to worst, they can easily check in at a hotel. I did it myself, and I believe Joycel, you did it too. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So these are the qualities that we are actually, trying to screen. And perhaps, the technicalities of a virtual assistant in terms of their system. So that's where we come in.
So basically what Gerard's trying to say is that during the screening process that Gerard has for the virtual assistants, this is not an industry standard for virtual assistant placement companies, okay? And, I've experienced many different virtual assistants, placement companies, and not everybody screens for employees that have, backup generators or backup plans or backup Wi-Fi. So this is something that is in Remote Assistant Scout's game plan when they look for a remote assistant scout for you. They put in that each virtual assistant must have a backup plan, whether it's a generator, a coffee shop nearby, a Wi-Fi, so that they don't miss work. You expect to show up every day for work? Well, we're expecting our virtual assistants to show up every day for work on your behalf.
Yeah, so technically our responsibility here is not just really, placing virtual assistants to you just for the sake of endorsing or for the sake of, doing business with you. I mean, we can do way more than that, or we do way more than that. And, in case you need more information, you can just, easily DM us here in Richard's Facebook page, and we can assure you that, we're going to assist you from start to finish. If this is your first time, hiring a virtual assistant, we can do some, VA strategy assessment calls, and for us to determine if this kind of work setup is for you or not. I mean, this is something that we try to discuss to all of our potential clients here, that, we try to see if this is something that's going to work out for you. We don't want to have any disappointment. We want this to work out for you. So this is something that we ensure. So yeah, I mean, we're just going to leave out, our phone number below in the comment box, as well as, our email address for you guys to contact us with just one call, email, or text away.
Awesome. Gerard, one more thing for Joyce Lee before we go and just kind of wrap up. Joyce Lee, how are you, we figured out how you're paid, but how is your pay different than when you were working at customer service for like a customer service place?
Actually, to be honest, it's way double, like times two what I'm getting before in the BPO industry. It's like times two when I worked as a virtual assistant. Actually, it's not doubled, it's tripled.
Wow,
That's true.
huge. What hours do you normally work?
Well, it depends because I have clients that I work with in Central Standard Time, Pacific, and Eastern Standard Time. I usually follow their operational hours, but I'm used to working graveyard shift since in a BPO industry before I also work like at this hour.
Okay, so it's nighttime there for those of you that don't know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
typically our virtual assistants work overnight while everyone else is sleeping in that country. They are at work, and it's a lot less distractions, right? There's not much traffic noise. There's
Yeah.
not much noise.
No
With
distraction.
the no distractions, right? So it's a good time for them to work, and they can make calls without any distractions as well.
Yes.
One thing that a lot of people probably are wondering is, do your employers have to provide you with laptops and Wi-Fi, or do you buy that yourself and they reimburse you, or do you just buy it yourself as a cost of doing business as a virtual assistant?
Well,
um, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, for myself, yeah, I buy it myself. I have already invested everything before I decided to work at home.
Yeah, it's
So
Miss
I'm ready.
Springman, it's kind of expected. I mean, these are the tools that the virtual assistants have to secure. The only tools that you guys or the clients or the employers need to secure is just the dialing system or any software
Or
that
Skype,
you,
right?
yeah, Skype, or for example, if you're doing SEO, you want to do SEO, so you pay for the platform for the SEO. But
Right,
in
right.
regards to buying them laptops, headset, I mean that's purely discretional. I mean, we've had clients here that gave their virtual assistants some freebies, laptops, and some other tools, but it's not really expected from you to secure that one. So basically all these virtual assistants are ready to work for you.
Awesome. So as you guys just heard, the virtual assistants come with their own hardware, their own software. If there's anything that you need to add, any CRM, any special program that you want them to look at, like if they're creating websites for you, for instance, you should be able to give them access to your GoDaddy or Bluehost or wherever you're hosting, however, WordPress accounts, and then and pay for that service. But they have everything else that they need to do their job.
Yeah.
So, Josh, if someone wants a virtual assistant, someone that's watching today or maybe in a couple of days from now, how do they get a hold of you or Richard?
Yes, you guys can just, DM Richard directly, Richard Smith on Facebook, here on his account, or you can message us at Remote Assistant Scout. And I'm just going to leave our phone number and email address down in the comment box below.
As a virtual assistant that might be watching this, which we have tons of applicants, right? How do virtual assistants get a hold of you to apply?
Yes, normally we just post our ads through our Facebook page, and it is necessary for you guys to, just keep yourself updated with our upcoming posts, and you need to apply, of course, just like everybody else, following the instructions. I mean, that's one thing that also we try to ensure that these virtual assistants have great attention to details. I mean, we've weeded out a lot of virtual assistants who are not following the application instructions, and I am really strict and firm in doing this. So yeah, so just be on the lookout for our upcoming job posts later this week or next week on our page, Remote Assistant Scout. All the details are there, the offer is there, so all you really have to do is to comply with the application requirement.
Sure. Just really just off the topic today, if a loan officer or a real estate agent wants to hire a virtual assistant and they want additional training for that virtual assistant, possibly in scripts, calling, would that service be accessible through you or Richard?
Yeah. So for example, I mean, I think this service is being offered exclusively to loan officers because I've been a mortgage virtual assistant, so I know the ins and outs of, virtual assistant working with vendors, what they need. So this is kind of an add-on that we actually offer for free. So there's no additional cost in training your virtual assistant in terms of, the follow-up calls, the realtor appointments, even social media marketing, where, we are giving them free resources on this. So, yeah.
Awesome. So this is something, if you are in the market for a virtual assistant and you're a loan officer or a real estate agent and you want a virtual assistant that can make phone calls on your behalf and you personally don't know what the scripts are, well, Gerard, he's been in the mortgage industry as a virtual assistant for years now. Richard Smith is a loan officer and has been a branch manager and has been a trainer and mentor. So he has scripts and has, the basis knowledge for being able to train your virtual assistant. So if you guys, watching this, just go out and try to find your own virtual assistant, great. I'm sure Gerard would be able to help assist in training for a fee. But if you hire a virtual assistant through Gerard and Richard, they will be able to train that virtual assistant on your behalf for free.
Yes. And well, anyway, before wrapping up, I just have to give a shout out to our former client, Mr. Self. And yes, thank you so much for your kind words. And in case you guys need anything else, if you have any questions, you can contact Inga Springman or, us on Facebook, Richard Smith and Remote Assistant Scout. And we'll take it from there.
Awesome. And thank you, Joyce Lee, for being here today. We so appreciate your time. I know you're so busy working. One last thing, you guys, before you do go, we want you to know that this is for all types of businesses. If you're a small business and you need somebody to do the things you don't have time for, to be your virtual assistant, please don't. This is not just for loan officers and realtors. I just want to kind of make that clear. This is for anybody that's an entrepreneur. If you're a marketer, if you have your own business, reach out to Gerard. He'll be able to help you get your own virtual assistant.
Yes. And next week, by the way, we're talking about technical VAs. Is that right?
Yes. We have my virtual assistant on next week. Ryan is going to join us. He's going to talk about the technical aspect of being a virtual assistant that creates websites, does SEO, runs Facebook ads, things that I don't know how to do. So thank goodness. Right? And he'll even show you guys the things that he's done for me, which have been incredible. If I went to hire all of this out, it would have cost me a fortune. So I'm so blessed that Gerard found me, Ryan, to be able to do all this for my companies and business.
Yes, I'm very excited for this. Thank you guys for tuning in and learning about, the phone support and clerical tasks that you can delegate to a virtual assistant. And next week, same time, same day, we're gonna discuss about the technical side of the technical tasks you can assign to a virtual assistant. I'm very excited for this. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I'll see you next week.
You guys have a great day. See you next week.
Bye bye.
See you week. Thank you. Bye.